Yes. Finally leveled the playing field. Never trust your sus. We define what's real. Shuffle shit, took losses. You know the deal. It was never an option to miss a meal. It was never an option to skip a bill. Got low, mindset of a Navy SEAL. Took my queen off the board. Now we move freely.
You know, I bring up your age, I bring up your production style, and I bring all that stuff up to say that, I mean, at your age, I don't expect typically to hear a lot of storytelling, a lot of you being very forward in how you're feeling. You spoke on a lot of deep issues that you have inside of you throughout the whole entire project. How do you navigate that, and why? Like, why do you go that route when everybody else isn't? Like, I've had several artists on here that about your age or a little bit younger. Joaquin the Divine comes to mind, where like y'all just not rapping about anything. Y'all rapping about things that matter to y'all and really focusing on the musicianship of it all, man. So what makes you do that in this era?
Yeah, I feel like it all comes down to how I start making music, because the way I start making songs, I make songs for me, you know, first and foremost. I make songs for me, something that I can express myself with, as opposed to some other artists that make songs for the public. And I feel like that's where it all starts, and that's why my music is what it is, because there are times where I make a song, even though it could be pretty good, I'm not putting it out, because that's for me, and I want to keep that for myself. And it's just me, a form of venting. That's why I feel like the music is the way it is, you know, because I don't make music to please other people. I make music for myself, and hopefully once I put it out, it'll resonate with people, because it's real shit that I'm talking about. And I feel like these human issues that everybody on earth have, they're really relatable, and I feel like that's why the music hits people the way it does. But coming back to the question, it's just about the way I start making music. Just make it for yourself, and I feel like that's the way most artists should really make music nowadays, because that's the most timeless shit that you can listen to and just making music that affects the soul, no pun intended. Just shit that makes you feel something, you know? Yeah. I feel like that's the type of music that could really be made.
Yeah, I was just discussing the album by Simba, Results Take Time, with DJ Drama, and I just kind of I fell asleep on Simba back in 2020. I think he released a lot of projects, but I just kind of 2020 I paid attention. Then he dropped with DJ Drama. Of course, you give Drama the respect, and that's one of the things that he talked about on the interview with Breakfast Club and several other places, was just when you make songs and things that people can feel, it has a lot more legs. You may not stand out right away and have the big flashy single, but you have a longevity of a career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those are the people I like the most. Now, when you're able to do a lot of different things and juggle the big song with the hooks, which you have on here, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's when you kind of finding your a good balance of musicianship, not just being a rapper, because like you said earlier, you can spit punchlines, you could be a rapper's rapper, but you know, sometimes those projects are not memorable sometimes, you know what I mean? When you're just rapping about unless you're just really an elite rapper. How do you feel on that and navigating that?
It's just about what I value at the end of the day. Like you said, there's some people who could do both. Like Hove, he was able to do both. He was rapping about real shit and making hits at the same time, as opposed to, you could say, Nas, where he would just rap about real shit, you know? And then like Big L, he wasn't really rapping about deep shit, I wouldn't say, like Nas was, but he was rapping about punchlines. And like, it sucks that he was taken away from us so early. I wasn't even born, but it's a blessing to be able to hear his music. But he was more braggadocious, and I feel like that's what the youth is doing right now. I mean, I'm the youth, but you know what I mean. I feel like sometimes music could live on forever if it's that elite, but for the most part, if it doesn't touch you, it's probably going to get forgotten, you know? Like, let me talk about that Kendrick album. I forgot the name. Big Steppers.
Yeah.
There was a few songs that I really didn't rock with, you know, like it wasn't really touching me, but the few songs that did, like, I'm still listening to them and still have them on repeat, because, you know, they speak to me. And I feel like that's the main thing with music, because like you said with Simba, he has a great thing about him. Like, he knows how to rap, and like get all these punchlines like on the freestyles. Y'all seen him like he's going viral for this
going
shit.
Crazy.
He's amazing, and it's cool because he's from the Bay. So
right. That's why I bring him up. You know what I mean? That's why I bring him up.
Yeah, like him, like he could rap about real shit and rap about punchlines too, and get you off your seat. That's what I love about him, and it's pretty cool to see him come up. I think he's pretty young too. I don't know his exact age, but he's pretty young, so that's pretty tight to see.
But yeah, so I do want to get to some of the songs and stuff like that, because you did talk about like a lot of personal stuff in here, and I'm like, damn, well, you know what are you going through? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to where you able to give off like that. I like that type of energy, you know what I mean? Because it sticks with me. So on one of my favorite songs on there was is Who Am I? And you got a line on the hook where you just say, "Will I die lonely?" What is triggering that type of emotion? What is triggering that type of emotion in the hook?
Yeah,
because
I mean, damn, life is hard. You feel me? Like it's just tough out here. You feel me? I mean, when I wrote that song, "Who Am I?" it was really like paying homage to all the homies, cause like I wrote it during a time where I cut everybody off, cause you know when you're in that mode. Sometimes you're not feeling it. You don't want to talk to nobody. And that's how I was at the point when I wrote that song. And I was just going through a tough time, you know, like I wasn't social at all. I was just in my head about everything, you know, and sometimes the toughest battles are the ones within, you know, and that's what I was just going through, just dealing with myself, you know, the way life came out to be. Maybe I'm not successful. You don't even know about the future, because it's crazy, because I have like this thing. I don't know if there's a specific term for it, but it's like I tend to think about the future a lot and about shit. It's just crazy. Like I can't fathom certain things, like, you know, like not to get too deep or like weird about it. Like, you know, like the universe is crazy, like to even comprehend that and shit like that, and just daily shit, like how your life could be taken in a moment off some dumb shit, or just taking a moment just because somebody made a wrong turn and now you're in the middle, you're in the crossroads. And I feel like I battle with that. And then just, of course, issues, you know, like on a surface level with people around me. But all that would just be beginning to build up. And I had to vent and get on that. And like on I think it's the last verse or the second to last verse, I talk about I grew up with you, knew the shit that you've been through. And ever since you was fighting demons, I was the one to pinch you, like to wake you up from that nightmare. And I feel like that's what I needed in the moment, but nobody was giving me that relief. But to be fair, like I wasn't giving nobody a hint that I was going through these things, and that's on me. And it's crazy how things happen to be. Some people kill themselves over this shit. You feel me? Yeah. And luckily, I was able to get past it. Doing much better now. But yeah, tough times throughout all this album, you know.
Right, and I could hear it, man, because like again, man, like you said, man, sometimes we all internalize our feeling like, yo, why doesn't this person that I care about or I think cares about me as much as I care about them, why are they not seeing that I've become a recluse? Why are they not seeing that you know, I'm not going out as much or whatever is going on, and then you know they just kind of keep going on with life, and when you come around, and then you kind of realize like, damn, man, they're not when you come to, you know, if you come out of that as the person that's feeling that way, you kind of think like, damn, I do have to speak to people. I do have to tell them the things that I'm going through to allow them to either not give a shit or care. You know what I mean? People may surprise you, but you know, sometimes when you going through it, like it, you know, you just typically just shut everything off and the worst things come to light instead of just, you know, really opening up a little bit, you know what I mean? So it's tough. It's tough as well, man.
And that's the bad thing about being human, you know? You feel me?
Right.
I don't know about any other creature that got to go through this shit, because, you know, humans are pretty smart and shit. That's just human nature, you know? You're going to go through it every once in a while, and that's just, hopefully you get out of it, you know?
Yeah. In my younger years was the same with me. I internalized a lot, you know, but now, man, I'm just getting older and I just don't care. If I'm feeling some type of way, I say it. And if you don't want to be cool with me as a result of how I'm feeling, or like everything ain't a game with me no more. Like I don't let shit slide. Like I've lost a lot of friends by like if you, you know, if you're a certain type of way, or if you're not a real friend to me and I've been a real friend to you over the course of the years, and you know, you just come around when you need something, and then not necessarily needing anything in terms of money. It's just needing anything in terms of time. my advice
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. If I pick up the phone for you anytime, I expect you to check up on me. Ask how my kids are doing. Ask how I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just don't come around when you need something. You know, that's how it go with me. But hey, man, this ain't about me. This is about you, man.
Nah, yeah.
On to the next song, Pray. You know, tell me a little bit about you have a line on there where you're talking about in a split second or embracing the bullshit. But then we were talking about tough times on Who Am I? Like, to where in this instant to where you could be this cool, calm, collected person as you seem. But when you in the middle of some shit with your homies ain't necessarily the same way as you, things could change in a blink of an eye. At least that's what I got from it. What were you trying to convey in that song?
Yeah. I mean, the outro to that song, I was just talking about, like, fuck it. Like, cause you know, like, there comes a time where you're like built up with all this shit, and then sometimes you're like you said, like, but you've got it through wisdom, like you grow and you learn about this shit and how to be and how to move. But like sometimes when you have it built up, you just let it out and you're like, fuck this, I'm done with everybody, fuck that. Sometimes I'll be embracing the bullshit. Sometimes you get, like, let me give you an example. Like, it's like sometimes you could be, like you said, cool, calm, and collected. But sometimes, let's say you got anger issues, or let's say you got certain feelings, and you're like, fuck it, I'm not holding nothing back. I'm gonna just let it all out. I'm tired of holding it in. I got to tell you how I feel. And if you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. Embracing the bullshit. The bullshit, quote unquote, is the shit that people don't like about me. You know, and that's why I wanted to end the song on a note like that, because the first half of the song is really talking about how, like, I've been internalizing these thoughts and the consequences and the shit that I've done to as a result of them. And the second half is really just fuck that. Like, I forgot the line. It said something, touch the fam and I'll shoot you. I didn't say something like that, but it's like the meaning, I guess, like metaphorically. Cause, like, you know, sometimes you just not with that bullshit. You know, sometimes you're not in the mood to fuck around. Like, your patience is very thin, and that's just how it is. That's the way I want. That's the meaning I wanted to portray. I mean, to give to that song, because it's a tough song for me to listen to too, because I've been getting a lot of feedback. They've been saying, "Oh, that's the best song on the album." They fuck with it, probably because it's so real. I mean, I don't really see it because when I wrote this song, it was like a one and done. Like, it's hard to relive those moments, and I relive those moments when I listen to the song again. So it's kind of tough. But it's a good song. I can't deny that, you know.
Scars to reveal my pain. I seal my fate when I make mistakes, but God knows I regret it when I take this lane. I done paid my dues, I done dug my grave, yet stare death in the eyes and ain't been the same. So I pray to God I don't get pushed to the edge. Pray to God, hoping I don't take the wrong step. Pray to God, hoping I don't see no death. Pray to God I don't see no more stress, no more stress, no more stress. Flashbacks come without announcing. Flashbacks from when I was about 10. Flashbacks jumping on my past got me running routes, wondering if I'ma see the clouds end to see the sunshine. I feel like my purpose here already.
Yes. Finally left with the plan fear. Never trust your sus. We define what's real. Shuffle shit, took losses. You know the deal. It was never an option. Let me submit. It was never an option. Skip a bit. Got low. Mindset of a Navy SEAL. Took my queen off the board. Now we move free.